All right, so what I wanted to do was go over one particular intraday trend, and it's right here. So the market goes down, 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 and then make it a little bigger. Here's where the volume comes in. Now you're going to notice again that there's a shortening of the thrust and a spring. All right, now what does the spring mean? It means the market attempted to go lower, but it couldn't. Instead, it found demand. So where supply is supposed to be found as the market is breaking down, what happens? Demand steps in. How do you know? This brick here has the biggest volume in about 10 bricks, and then it has followed through with the biggest volume in about 12 up waves, and biggest price movement in about 15 waves. All that means is that instead of finding supply, demand was found on a new low. So this low over here, bang, found demand and it made a higher high. Now the question is, am I going to get in, or am I looking to get in, or would any trader look to get in? Answer is no. Why? Trend is down, and you can't. First of all, yeah, there's a trend situation, but also just because you found demand here in this low doesn't mean you're not going to find supply up here. As you can see, as the market tagged that area, supply was found right there in the form of price movement, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bricks. Clearly, supply is there. So if you're bullish, would you go in when there's supply still in the market? No. When you want to go in when supply is gone. When is it gone? When there's low volume and lack of movement to the downside, lack of distance. When does that occur? Right here. This is the most important point in the accumulation. Why? Because this is the springboard. Why? Because supply has evaporated. Why is it evaporated? Who cares? What do you know is going to come after that? An attempt from demand. Attempt to do what? Enter markup. That's it. Here you have evidence supply is gone. Why? Because in terms of distance, it's only 1 brick. In terms of volume, it's what? 2 and 9. And the up waves have more volume, 17 and 18. So here is the critical point where you could say that the market is on the springboard to enter markup. All right, and then after that, it does enter markup. When it gets to this level, supply enters the biggest down brick volume in about 76 bricks. What's that telling you? From this high, supply was found. It's not rocket science. It just means that supply from that high was found. Because demand came from that prior low and supply came from that high. And what was the result? The result was a move down, an attempt from the bulls at this area, which failed, and another move down. Is it supply? Look at red. The red, that brick had the biggest in 76, followed by red over here, which is biggest in 89 bricks. So clearly supply is there. And the biggest waves in 16 and 29, biggest volume was 16 and 29 down waves. All this means is supply was found, no doubt about it. Does that mean you go short? No. Because demand could be at this support, and it is at that support, as indicated by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green bricks in the terms of distance. That's demand. When does it dry up? Right over here. Why? Because only 2 bricks. So basically the 1s and the 2s, that means that demand is drying up. And what happens? Well, it goes back down to a support level. That's what happens. So supply comes back in and goes to a support level. Here, on the retests, it goes down from 103 to 15 and 18, and demand is found. So that support level you got to be careful of. Now, what's nice about this is that a very clear breakout, attempts to tag resistance and now pulls back and reverses. Do you know if this is going to go or whatever? No, you don't. All you know is that it just tested breakout, but that doesn't mean it can fail. I mean, that doesn't mean it has to win. Right over here, you had a breakout test, and what happened? Nothing. It went down. So that test of the breakout by itself means shit. Over here, also on the pullback, there is less volume and less distance. I get that, but it's still a lot. So, you know, it's difficult to forecast this move. It's much easier to forecast this move because it's supply from the high, just like volume at the bottom is volume at the top, which with very strong selling. But here, there's demand as big as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waves. Pull back to test. And it may work, may not work, because here I would like to see secondary tests that showing that volume has dried up or the price can no longer go, and you're not getting that. So what does that mean? That means, okay, it may go, it may not go. You don't know. So just chill out. Then over here goes up, up, supply, one brick here, 4 brick, 2, 1, 1, bang. I mean, it just shows in all of these supply bricks, is there more than 2 bricks? 1 brick, 1 brick, 2 brick, 1 brick, 1 brick, 1 brick, 2 brick. Supply is not there. 1s and 2s means supply is not there. You know, when you have 3s, 4, 5s, then from a distance angle, you could say, yeah, supply is there. But only place that you have pressure is right here, where you have 4 bricks of demand, 3 bricks of demand. How many bricks of supply? 2 and 1s. Here, supply gets demand gets overextended, and that's when supply comes in. And it's coming in on the biggest down wave in about 10 waves and the biggest volume in 45 waves. Is supply still there? Comes down again with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So clearly supply is there. And it's at a resistance level on the higher brick size. So what is all this telling me? It's telling me supply, that when demand dries up, its supply can at least go to a support level, and that supply is still there. Don't mess with it. Right. That's all. Thanks.